Hi everybody, thanks for checking out Tim's Tech Corner here on YouTube. It's been a while since I've done a TTC video, but this topic is a little bit near and dear to me here. So recently, Evernote has gone ahead and sent out a communication that they are going to be changing their plans up a little bit. So they have released a notification that coming in the next few months, if not immediately, that they are going to be changing the free plan. And that is, for the free plan, you will only be able to use it on 2 devices. After that, you need to pay for it. So they've been sending out communications saying, you are over the limit, blah, blah, blah. You know, we'll give you some stuff that can fix it in the near future. Well, the problem is, as you can see from the title of the video, I think Evernote has gotten what I like to call Pandora greedy. So what do I mean by Pandora greedy? Well, back about a decade ago, 11 years ago or so, and believe it or not, it goes this far back, Pandora was this great little website. It was completely free. And whenever you found out about Pandora, it was like, wow. It's this really cool thing. It's like this hip little club that somebody tells you about, and you get in there and you're like, this is the best thing ever. It's introducing me to new music, and it's got music that I already love, and it's so cool. And hey Bob, did you see this? And hey Tom, did you see this? And it was phenomenal, and it introduced me to so much new music and albums by bands that I already knew, and new bands and everything like that. And it was just great. The whole musical DNA of it was amazing. And then somewhere along the line, they started doing ads on the website. But there was still a desktop app that allowed you to play it, and as long as you kind of didn't touch it, you never wound up having to deal with ads. And then suddenly, even that version got screwed up. And now, of course, we are looking at the Pandora that we all know and somewhat love today, where it's free, but you have ads, and of course, you can pay for it and not have ads. Netflix got greedy like this a few years back, almost to the point where a lot of Netflix people jumped ship. And that CEO and that dude who was out there in the media talking about, hey, our $8.99 plan is now split. It's not just $8.99 for DVDs and streaming anymore. Now it's $8.99 for just one of them. So essentially we're doubling everything to about $16, $17. Everybody was like, see ya. And that guy was like, all right, we won't miss you. And he was a PR nightmare. Well, now Evernote is kind of getting in on the same thing. Locked down to 2 devices. Let me tell you, I use Evernote everywhere. I may as well call it Everywhere Note. I have Evernote installed on my PC. I go to the website version of it tons. I have the app installed on my phone. I have the app installed on almost all my tablets. I have the app installed on an iOS tablet. I love it because I could do whatever I want with it. And it's incredibly feature rich. You know, in all honesty, I probably don't take advantage of the most feature rich parts of it anymore. But, you know, like here, this is my list of movies that I want to see on XBMNC or Kodi, and I keep it done. Shift codes for the Borderlands series and everything like that. I jot them down over here. I do a grocery list where I write out my groceries downstairs on a tablet that's attached to a Bluetooth keyboard speaker, and I just type out what I need for groceries, and then I pull up the app on my phone when I actually get to the grocery store, and I double check, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yep, so got to get eggs, I got to get milk, and, you know, if I go and sell something on eBay or need to ship something, I put the address in Evernote. And then when I go to my custom postal, I just like hand them the phone or the tablet. And they're like, so where's this going? and I just go ahead and hand it to them, and they can look at it, and you know, they can see everything, and there's no, oh, I thought you said 1219 Evergreen Street or whatever. They can just read the text. So the 2 device limit is really going to be a major pain in the ass. Now, whether or not you can skirt around that by constantly going to the Evernote website and signing into your notebook that way, I don't exactly know, but I think this is completely ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that in the post where this was made, the comments are disabled, but yet they're not disabled in other posts that they've made. So I, for one, am potentially going to be looking at other things. Now, if you are an Apple user or an iOS user, you do have Apple Note that you can go to. And I'm not really too sure if there is a conversion for Evernote on that, but there might be. You'd have to search around and take a look. Now, the other options that are available, of course, are OneNote from Microsoft and Google Keep. Google Keep is available everywhere, and as you know, much like Google Documents and everything, you can get an app for it. And of course, you can go to keep.google.com and sign in and see notes that way. If you want to make the jump over to Microsoft and do OneNote, there is a converter that you can download that will allow you to take an export from Evernote. So you go to File, you go to Export once you have the notebook highlighted that you want to do, and you export it as an Enex. Once you've exported it as an Enex, you get the OneNote converter right here, download the importer, and it will go ahead and import your Evernotes. Now, some of the other ways that I've used Evernote before, but haven't in a while, is when I was looking for a house years ago, I would have an Evernote and then take pictures of like a place that I visited and attach it to the Evernote in my house search, basically. Or if there was, I was jotting down a voice note of it, like really cool den, great kitchen, shitty backyard, or something like that, I could record it directly into Evernote. But for the most part, most of what I do is plain text and occasionally HTML links. So, I mean, I could keep just a Google document for most of the stuff that I do for Evernote, but the 1 device thing really gets me because I have it installed on a PC. I have it in a high-use tablet downstairs in the kitchen. I have it on a phone. I had it on a few tablets, and when I had my tablets at work with me and I would go into meetings, I had a work-related Evernote note and would just type out important stuff in the meeting right then and there. So I think this whole 2 device limit is absolute shit, and I would really encourage people to start looking at other avenues over here. So for OneNote, I just happened to import my notebook, and it came over pretty well. It said groceries, and my movies one had encrypted text. Yet for some reason, my movies did seem to come over okay. I actually copied and pasted it. Oh, actually, so did my groceries. Very interestingly enough, they came over okay, even though I then copy and pasted them. So, you know, there's other things out there, and I think it's time to experiment. I mean, I was a staunch supporter of Evernote, especially compared to OneNote, because, you know, the Microsoft juggernaut. Sometimes anything you could do to branch away from Microsoft just kind of makes you feel good. But it's time. And here is a feature comparison of it. Windows, Mac, iOS, Android Web. Yep. Although I don't know the OneNote address yet. But offline access to notes on mobile. It says Evernote Plus or Premium. I don't agree with that. My offline access seemingly would have been fine. Unlimited monthly uploads. Yeah, there does seem to be that cap now. Write anywhere. So this is if you had like tablets with pens. Share content, clip content, save email into your notes. Requires Evernote Plus or Premium. That I don't know about. I do know that OneNote supports emailing a note into your OneNote notebook and digitize business cards. This isn't a feature I've ever used, so I honestly think if Evernote is having a problem with money, and supposedly they've come out and said this plan change is because of our increased like operating costs and everything like that, then what they should do is worry about plans and data and syncing and everything like that. You know, if they sit here and say the free plan allows you to sync up 1 gigabyte of content a month, okay? Or here for free, 60 megabytes a month. Then that's all that they need to do. And if you want to be like, if you need to sync more than that or some crazy additional features like this digitized business cards, then increase the plans. But what is the point of limiting the devices? Limiting the devices means nothing to Evernote's operating costs. The more and more popular that Evernote gets, the more data they're going to need, better servers, storage space, offline fire safes for backups in case of catastrophic crashes, high-level routers and switches to make sure their network is of good speed, increase money to pay for better ISPs for data transfer. Fine. Worry about the speed, worry about the grand scale of data, charge your money based on that. But limiting the devices, what is the point of that? There is no point other than to alienate probably the majority of their customers. If you could say that a free person is a customer, but users, let's say users. They're going to alienate so many users by doing this. And, I mean, I can imagine a lot of people probably only use it in 2 devices. Installed on a PC for free and maybe a phone to take their notes with them for stuff. But a phone, a tablet, and a computer is absolutely conceivable, especially in this day and age. Or a phone, an upstairs PC, and a downstairs PC or something like that. Or a desktop and a laptop and a phone. I mean, I can definitely skip the devices by using the web version on my PC. As a matter of fact, I do that about 85% of the time. Anyway, it's actually very rare that I launch the Evernote application on my PC, since my web browser is usually up anyway. I just go to evernote.com and do it there, but still, this is an absolutely ridiculous change, and I think it'll be a PR nightmare for them. And in all honesty, I hope it is. I hope this is an absolute nightmare for them. I hope they get tons of emails going, what the hell are you doing? People who are paying are going to be affected. You may say, well, I'm a paid customer. I don't have to worry about what they do to the free one. The paying ones are going to have issues too. Those prices, from what I've read, they're going up too. Like one that was $3.99 a month roughly is going up to about $5.99 a month. And a lot of their plans are going to get more expensive too, so even the paying customer is going to have issues. So, I get it. Companies grow, they get bigger and bigger, more people are storing notes, more people might even have bigger notes than ever before with huge attachments saved to them and everything like that, and I get it. But in all honesty, attack it by data. Attack it by the bandwidth. The difference between 60 megabytes and 10 gigs is absolutely huge. If somebody is so into Evernote and uses it for so many things, they're probably going to approach the Plus or the Premium. This is what you need to attack. Space and data, like what a cell phone company does, Not just storage space, not just the storage total of your notes, but how often you communicate with the servers and the bandwidth you use. Like, say, you're allowed to transfer 1 gig a month. Not that your notebook is a gig. but that you have passed bandwidth-wise a total of 1 gig of data during the month. And then, maybe if you start approaching your limit as a free user, you get locked down, or you get you are approaching your limit of Evernote syncing for the month. Would you like to upgrade to the Plus plan or the Premium plan? But the device limit, I think, is absolute garbage, and I encourage everybody who uses Evernote, be it free or paying, to write them, to send stuff to their support, and let them know this is an absolute garbage change, and threaten to jump ship to OneNote or Google Keep. And I think OneNote is probably going to carry a lot of weight and a lot of fear in Evernote, that if they lose people to OneNote, that maybe will make them stand out a little bit, and hopefully make Evernote reconsider something like this. So there you go, folks. Here's my little rant on Evernote getting Pandora and Netflix greedy. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're an Evernote user, like I said, let them know your displeasure. See you, everybody.